Hey everybody, before we start this video, I want to let you guys know that this viewer Q&A session, this viewer call-in session was actually a lot longer than what's in this video. There's a lot more people that participated than what's in this video, but the video would have gone on too long. So I quickly want to ask you guys if you would be interested in a part 2 video of this or a second half video of this. And if you are, just leave a comment down below and let me know that you're interested, or leave a like on this video to let me know that you're interested. And that's basically all you really need to do. Other than that, enjoy the video. Alrighty, everybody. So me, SonicHaXD, and 4thSnake just finished watching the MK movie. We finished and wrapped up our thoughts. We had a huge discussion. But now what we're going to be doing in this segment is we're going to be going over to the fans. And we're going to be asking them, the viewers, my viewers who watched the movie, what they thought about the MK movie. We don't know if they're going to agree with us or not. We cherry pick 3. Each of us cherry pick 3. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So the first, Merc, I guess Merc, if you're ready. I don't know if you're still on here.
Woo!
Yeah, I'll unmute him. Okay. Alrighty, the first person I'm going to take a call from, or take from the call-ins, is one of my buddies, Merc1. Merc1, you are unmuted. Go ahead and speak your thoughts.
So,
that's accurate.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I felt insulted as a fan of Mortal Kombat watching this movie. Like I know that sounds dramatic, but it really feels like this was a movie not made for me. Which, obviously, duh. It's not made for you specifically. No shit. But what I mean is, they marketed this movie to be for the fans. They were going to have all these deep cut references. The blood and gore, that's what people want. And, yeah, it's not. There's so many characters that are just mistreated. Mishandled and just misused, wasted. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's such a disappointment that, fans, casual or hardcore, have been waiting so long for a new live action movie, and this is what we get. We get Raiden being an absolute piece of shit to his fighters. Cole Young. Oh man. So you guys have already shared your thoughts about Cole Young.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's going to be in like a separate video, right?
Yeah, we're uploading the segment of our review, and I'm uploading the segment of of our discussion and our review, and yeah. But if you have opinions, go ahead and don't go ahead.
So let me jump to something real quick. So you had mentioned before, Brusk, that there was an interview going back a little while ago, how the producer, or was it director, whichever one, had said that the reason they had added Cole into the movie is that well, they didn't add Johnny Cage, was that they wanted an Asian lead into
correct. They didn't
for this movie.
Todd said that he did not want to have a white male as the lead of an MK movie. That's what he said.
So if they were so unbelievably desperate, to have an Asian lead and it not be Liu Kang, I think a simple, easy solution would be to turn him into Kenshi, to be honest. Like, it's a little weird. It's a little weird because, this is a prequel to MK1, but the character has been around canonically
before MK1.
Around that era, yeah. And here's another thing about that too, is that like they push this weird fucking like down on his luck family man kind of thing, right? Well, Kenshi kind of fits that role, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a shit relationship with his son, and like
that's true, I guess.
You could have that kind of sympathetic angle that they were really pushing for at the beginning of this movie easily. It's such a bizarre bizarre decision to just completely magic up a new character out of the blue, and I don't know. It's just baffling.
Merrick, actually, I have to agree with you there. Especially like there are still tons of options.
Yeah,
Haven, Shujinko. I personally think
Kung Lao.
they could just have Takeda.
like
Takeda could just be the co.
that is valid. You know, the whole descendant, or I guess fucking how do you say, successor of Scorpion kind of angle that earlier drafts were going for. You could do that.
And his abilities are so much cooler.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, and then like you would have like charismatic character with Takeda, even though like Takeda has like the same personality as the Combat Kids, but if you're just gonna highlight Takeda, then it makes him better because it doesn't make him like anybody else. So I agree with that. I know it would be weird, but I can actually see them doing that because of how much they push the Combat Kids, how much they push, you know, the next generation and stuff like that. No, MK11 I'll walk back on that a little bit, but they still want those characters. They know that they want those characters, but I think Sean wanted to highlight Sean Kittleson wanted to highlight the classics more, and that's why we got it. But
yeah.
I know for sure if Brian Chard was still on, we probably would have got more Combat Kids.
Well, that's the thing, is that MKX felt like setup. You know, it felt like the second movie in a trilogy, which, you know, it kind of was, but also kind of was a new beginning.
Yeah, it's almost like a reboot, after the reboot.
It's a weird kind of mishmash of like starting over, but not. Yeah. Kind of like 9, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the, you know, you guys have mentioned this before. Just about everybody has mentioned this, you know, as far as like all the reviews that I've seen, is that Kano is super entertaining. He's easily the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
He absolutely seemed like he was having the most fun. You know. Who else? Oh yeah, how did you guys feel about New York Cabal?
It's super unusual, but like I don't hate it. I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny knowing that Cabal at any second could say, "Hey, I'm spinning it." Like I think that's kind of funny, but at the same time, I don't think that would fit like my ideal Cabal. I just made a video talking about how Cabal originally should have been, or like was originally supposed to be, or like some of the lost elements of Cabal's character before he just became like Black Dragon motherfucker, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it would fit that kind of character, but knowing what Cabal is now, I think it fits, but it's just not my ideal Cabal.
I think like I mostly was more into his like suit and his abilities more, so it grew on me. It was fine. It was okay. He's like one of out of all the villains, I would say, because everyone's kind of trash, but I would say Cabal is okay.
Yeah, most of the villains are not like really anything. They're kind of just okay. You know, like they get to do cool things, but at the same time, they're not really like characters, I guess. They're just there to show up. Just for, you know, like, hey, look, guys, we remember these characters.
Yeah, that is a thing. Is that like I mentioned this earlier, how they marketed this thing as being, you know, made for the fans, but a lot of the characters and whatnot that are fan favorites or whatever don't really do a whole lot. You know, they're sidelined for fucking for Cole, and you know, I hate to say it because there's already a lot of discourse about this all over the place, but Sonya and Jax, you know, those are the two characters that are getting like the absolute most shit on right now by like
really
a good chunk of the fan base. Like, yeah, people are tired of the special forces, which is bizarre because they've only really been a focus in like a game and a half. Like, you know, they played like sort of an integral role in 11, but yeah, they were definitely oversaturated in X. I'll grant that. But that's still only like a game and a half, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But as a result of that, those two, and you know, their descendants, Jackie and Cassie, are really being pushed by fans to, I guess, be pushed to the wayside. it's a valid criticism, I guess, because Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. You want your martial arts, your Asian kind of aesthetic and whatnot, and the kind of industrial, fucking modern military stuff from X really kind of left a sour taste in people's mouths.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like one more thing about the movie is that Shang-Chi, the trailer looks more like Mortal Kombat than Mortal Kombat looks like Mortal Kombat. Like,
yeah,
I've been saying that was announced.
All the choreography.
Before Snake and I both made the exact same comment, like the same day.
Literally, like that scene, like the choreography and the scenery and the vibes and the aesthetic. That literally is bleeding Mortal Kombat, and we don't have that in this movie. We have like fucking brown MMA fucking shit. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Raiden's temple is underground.
Yeah, underground. It's like, it's
I mean, on the other side, you kind of see it.
Yeah, it's just, I'm like, on the aesthetic wise, it doesn't really look like MK to me. So,
yeah.
But any other thoughts you have to wrap it up?
Well, I think this movie was a disappointment, like I had said earlier. It's a shame that it turned out the way it did. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to love this movie just for existing, and that's a shame.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
people deserve good quality.
Yeah.
Good quality products.
Unfortunately,
yes,
I'm seeing a lot of that. It's just that they, especially with the just be grateful crowd, and I'm just like, that. How is that an argument? Like, what the fuck? like if I ask for like a spaghetti, if I ask for spaghetti and I get a pile of fucking poop, like, you want me to say that are you gonna tell me to be grateful because I got something to eat? Like, at the very least, like, no, what the hell? I'm not gonna do that. So
you hire a plumber to fix your sink, and he breaks your toilet. Well, he didn't fix your sink. Yeah, but we're back to the shit now.
Yeah, and that is another thing I'd like to bring up is that I get these replies from these people saying, don't expect like Shakespeare from Mortal Kombat. Nobody expects.
Don't expect Oscar-worthy movie.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, exactly. It's just. It's ridiculous.
Like, no one asked for that.
We just go into the movie writing. Action.
I'm not looking for Shakespeare. I'm looking for quality. I'm looking for something good.
It's not that we can't have good stories and good action at the same time. Look at John Wick.
It's bizarre because so Brusky left a comment on Jeremy John's video talking about like the lore versus
gore.
Yeah. And then there's just people piling on,
Yep, people were piling
going,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Lore is boring, I just want the gore or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, they don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the gore is there to supplement the lore.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
Like characters die.
It's always been
in a story.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
Yes, and I agree. And the thing is that a lot of people like to mistake lore before gore, meaning lore and
wipe
no
out
gore.
the gore.
Yeah, and I've never said that. I have never. I that's not what I'm meaning. But the reason why I think just in screenwriting, just basic screenwriting, just basic screenwriting 101. I think putting a story first, making characters first, I think is better than just how many fatalities can we do, or like who can we kill? Because usually, if you look at Mortal Kombat adaptations, that's all they focus on when they have the option to do an R-rated movie. And like Scorpion's Revenge, although I fucking love that movie, it's false.
It's guilty of that too.
It's guilty of that too. Like unnecessarily killing Baraka, unnecessarily killing Reptile. Not killing Goro in a really good way. Although I've excused it because of reasons, but I'm not going to get into it. But like just Scorpion's Revenge also has that fault. So even in the movies that I really like, it has that faults, and I don't want that. I don't want to keep having like I don't want to have stories of Mortal Kombat where the characters are just included just for the kill count, and that's exactly what I got in this new movie. So
here's a thing that that I've really kind of observed, looking at all the adaptation media and the unnecessary kill count additions and whatnot. I believe that Mortal Kombat lends itself better to a TV format, like a episodic format, as opposed to like an hour or 2 hour movie or hour and a half, however way you slice it.
Review too.
Yeah. Because you want to build up even the villains. You want to build up the side characters. You would not believe. Well, I guess you guys are Mortal Kombat fans. You know that the amount of people that like the side characters and the characters that have barely done anything in most of the games compared to the main characters, and it's just disrespectful to those fans and those characters when you just you make them show up for like a 5 or 10 second cameo, or for like a single scene or a fight or whatever, just to kill them off. It's sad.
And like honestly, like again, like it's just in Scorpion's Revenge when Nitara showed up, I didn't complain. Like, oh, that's cool. Like that's Nitara showing up in Scorpion's Revenge is an example of fan service done right, or like, hey, we remember this character done right, because hey, they just showed Nitara right there. It's not like she wasn't like doing anything. She wasn't doing anything bad. She was just, hey, look, there's Nitara. Like she fits in with the Outworlders and things like that. Or like if they wanted to like do a jobber character, but wanted to have meaning. That's why, because I know a lot of people might say like, well, if you want to have fight scenes, they got to have meanings, and you got to have that with a character that people care about, or like a recognizable character. I'm just like, okay, you can do that. But Scorpion's Revenge did that. They had that whole Oni torture Scorpion. That was a really good scene. But like that Oni wasn't Moloch. They could have said that's Moloch and like, oh, remember Moloch? No, they just said like, hey, this is a jobber character, and this character's here to job. Guess what? That's all you're getting. This character is a jobber, but we're not gonna name them that character. We're not gonna like label them as a jobber character. Like they could have easily said that was Moloch, but they didn't. They were just saying like, hey, this is a character for the kill count. We're just making a kill count character. We're not making this a Mortal Kombat character, or bringing in this Mortal Kombat character for the kill count. So yeah, but anything else before we move on to some?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your thoughts. I appreciate it. We are now going to move on. So the next caller we're going to go to is Laura is annoyed. You are unmuted, or you can now unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi.
And your mic quality is
sorry,
not bad.
It's not bad?
No.
Okay. I apologize for my accent in advance. I'm not
I've been
American.
able to understand you, so yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so I want to start by saying that my standards for movies is incredibly low. The bar is in hell for me, usually. I unironically enjoy Adam Sandler movies, like you can imagine the level.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be the devil's advocate, I guess, for this movie, because I'm gonna say it. I genuinely enjoyed the movie.
That's awesome. I
enjoyed
I can see that.
Like, it just blew into your mic. I genuinely enjoyed the.
You did blow, yeah. At the end.
I'm just banned the second I say that I enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
Ganged up upon. So anyway, I wanted to say that I liked way more things than I disliked about the movie, I guess, and my admiration towards the cast and the people who worked on the movie definitely bumps it up like a point and makes it like a 7.5 for me. I'm gonna say that I really enjoyed, obviously, Kano. I think unanimously we agree that Kano is the best part of the movie. I enjoyed Cabal. I think Cabal is one of my favorites in the movie. Obviously, I didn't expect him to do much. I expected him to be like his MK11 self, and he was. Like, I thought, wow, they straight up pulled him out of MK11 and just put him in the game, except for that horrendous accent.
Got this.
I liked him because I watched the Russian dub of the movie.
Oh, so how was the voice? How was the voice when you
His
watched the
voice
Russian
was
dub?
amazing. Like it fit him so well. I was like, wow, if the dub is so
cool.
good, and I imagine what his voice gonna be like in English. And then that walking Italian stereotype started talking.
The fake Italian accent, yeah.
And that his voice in English definitely was a disappointment, but I liked his lines. Obviously, he had the classic like, "Did I cut you?" or "Too slow?" You know, I enjoyed that. That was a nice nod. I like Sonya a lot. I think that is the best depiction of Sonya. Like maybe in the games too. Like counting the games too. I'm not a huge fan of Sonya, so I like this version like the most.
Okay.
Maybe besides MKX, like MKX Sonya was probably my favorite, and I think they were pretty similar. Out of the things I didn't like was like all the villains besides Sub-Zero. I think Sub-Zero could have been there alone playing all the characters, like reenacting their lines by himself, and that would have been better.
That would be a very interesting movie.
So, yeah, I didn't like Melina. I had huge hopes for her. Obviously, I didn't expect her to be a main character, but I expected her to have some lore behind her, like explain her story with Kitana, like what happened to Kitana, why is Melina here, and not Kitana. And that scene, I don't know if anyone noticed besides me, since I was like paying attention to Melina, but when she looked at Liu Kang a certain way, like they had like a scene where they stared at each other for a second.
I don't think I noticed that actually.
At the force
I know
field?
I know
you mean the
you-
force
I-
field?
Go ahead.
When the
Yeah, I
shield was set
expected
up?
them to explore that for like a scene or two,
Oh.
maybe have them talk to each
I
other.
think it's a little weird
Like-
having Lou look at Melina. It's just like, wait, wrong, wrong,
I think
wrong,
that's to-
wrong
No,
sister.
he definitely didn't look at her in a horny way.
Yeah, well, I know, but like,
that.
but you're,
A
but it's
challenging
but
way.
you're implying that they hope they do something with the Katana connection. I'm just like, well, I don't know, but
I think the story with Kitana like already happened, and they just didn't talk about it. I think my theory is that Kitana is dead right now. They'll have to revive her somehow.
yeah, it's a little just.
They had the fan.
It's just a little weird.
maybe
how the
in
fan
honor
is
of
there,
her.
Yeah. Like, why is the fan there? I think it's just the fan is there literally just for like purposes of
Literally-
like, see,
literally
we remember
fan
this, yeah, like, hey, like, oh,
Yeah.
here, look at this Easter egg, and I'm just like,
This main character, we're just gonna put her
Yeah,
as a
it's just-
dumb Easter egg.
yeah, I don't.
But
really
speaking
know
of
what it is.
Easter eggs, I enjoyed all of them. I stared at the screen in the movie theater, like, what am I missing? Where's
I
everything?
actually think
Where's
some of the
everyone?
Easter eggs are pretty cute too, yeah.
Yeah, then the Nod to Night Wolf I really liked, and the Shinnok's amulet scene. I think that scene was really good, especially with Kano stealing it and then putting like an emphasis on that one. Like it
Wait,
wasn't
did Kano,
just there to
did
be
Kano
there.
still have it when he dies?
Well, like, yeah, like he still has it when he.
Did he
dies.
ever
Like, wait,
return
happened?
it?
I don't think
Did he ever
did.
return it?
Yeah.
I think he returned it. I think it wasn't. Didn't he return it? I think he gave
I
it
think
to him.
I think once
I don't
Liu Kang
remember,
was
yeah.
like cut it out, but then they like, huh. I'll have to notice that. I think I can go back and notice that.
Yeah. Is there anything that you didn't like about the movie?
I mean, yeah, I didn't like the villains. I didn't like the pacing of the story, which is a problem I have with most movies, like besides MCU movies. That's the same reason I don't like the original 95 movie, which is something I'm crucified for all the times that I don't like that movie.
Get out. Be gone.
The pacing's weird, but the
It's-
pacing
it's
is definitely
old.
better in the 95 version than in this one because everything just happened too fast. I really expected scenes where the characters just talk and just have moments where they bond and stuff. And the only scene was the dinner scene with Kano, and that was basically Kano's moment.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
just,
Not anyone
that was
else.
just a,
That was
yeah,
that was probably the best.
it was the
like-
best scene, but at the same time, it should have been like a character bonding moment.
Yeah,
I think characters
That
are just, like,
shouldn't
put
have been the
together.
best
And they
scene.
gave it for
I feel
Kano.
like.
Yeah, and like,
And that's why he's the best.
yeah, and also
Well, I don't really
the-
like Kano.
The one thing I will say is that I read a review like, oh, Liu Kang and Kung Lao's chemistry is so good. I'm just like, wait, where? Like, I don't think they got many scenes together.
Cousin.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
I think
Was supposed to
Oh,
just fire because
I
you called
forgot
him
something
cousin?
else. Lao.
Fatality for Kung Lao.
Fatality for Kung Lao. Like
Yeah, that was pretty
I did
cheesy.
a fatality for you, Kung Lao. Like I did it.
I avenge
but
you,
what-
kind of, not really, but you know,
Yeah,
just say I
like he
did.
says for Kung Lao.
I think
but
I don't like the delivery of those scenes because they make it very dramatic. Like, wow, the fans are gonna see this moment and their minds are gonna be blown. Like, this is that.
yeah, the get over here or do an uppercut or like fatality.
No,
like,
I didn't like the get over here scene. I think it was epic, like with the music.
Okay,
the
okay.
theme
I don't-
going
I-
in. I was pretty hyped.
Well, no,
The theater was too, and like that helped.
okay, my
I still think
problem-
it's.
Go ahead. My problem with the
I
get
was-
over here scene is that that's like the only time he ever speaks English. Like, wait, when can you speak English? You've never spoken.
That is
English before.
hilarious. I'm gonna have to
like,
keep that
it's
in
like,
mind.
It's like if I was established. Like, hold on. It's like if I was established as an English speaker, I am, and then I die and I come back to life and I like throw a spear and I say some Japanese stuff. Or like
Yeah, he was in the same
Japanese
room.
line from an anime, and then I do it, and then the rest of the movie or the rest of the time I speak is in English. That's just weird to me. I know a lot of people probably
was
like
in
it
the
because
same
get
room.
over here is always good. Like get over here is always gonna be like, oh, I get it. But like, I
It's
don't
a
think that was done-
reference.
yeah, I don't think it was done well in the movie. And honestly, like I
Yeah, I
like,
think
I
it was
like the
just-
trailer version more. Like I think they dubbed it. They redid it, and I'm like, wait a second, that the old one sounded better.
I didn't understand at the start why, for the same reason, why did Bihan say for the Lin Kuei in English, like in 16, 17? Did he hang out with Shakespeare?
Was that his
or
own English
something?
line too?
Yeah, and
now
it's
that I
never
think about
really
it?
explained what the Ling Kuei and the
No, he
Shakespeare
then
are.
talked English with Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
And
Okay.
I
they,
didn't
they also
understand.
don't explain how Sub-Zero like lives that long. Like, how can he live from? They never explained it. I know we're
He's
gonna
a
fill in the dust because
revenant.
like Outworld, Descending Crime Monster, whatever the fuck. But like the movie needs to do that. The movie shouldn't assume that you know. A movie needs to explain
True.
that for you.
Yeah, because
Oh, but
Especially
there's
with
a
the
very-
reintroduction of Mortal Kombat.
it comes off like the Lin Kuei from Outworld, but then why would they care about the Shiryu unless the Shiryu are this incredible force that fights for Earthrealm?
Yeah,
Fighting
yeah. Why
world
would they
and-
care?
But
It's the
God.
history.
It's just problems over
Oh.
problems. But well, go ahead.
I gotta ask though. I gotta ask. You didn't say it, but what's your opinion on Ko Young?
Mine?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do not like him. Yeah,
There we
he
go.
definitely took
There
it.
we go.
Yeah,
That's a
woo!
justified-
Round of
this is a
applause.
justified
Round
review
of
now.
applause.
You
Round of
know,
applause.
Excuse my horny, but Lewis 10, you know,
Oh my
I
god.
forgive it. I forgive it all. I forgive all the bad writing.
So many people in my comments love Louis Tan
Damn
too. Like so many people love him. He's a good-looking fellow. I will give you that.
I mean, yeah. It's just, I don't roll
But
that way, but
I
yeah.
do feel like, you know, I'm a person who fan casts like a lot. Like I do posts on who I'd like to see portray character. And a long time ago, I made a post on wanting to see Lewis Tan as Kuai Liang. So I was really disappointed that he was an OC because I think he could have been a decent Kuai Liang at least.
Well,
Yeah,
he's gonna be in
I'm
the
pretty
sequels
sure
though.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're disappointed about the whole Cole Young is Kuai Liang theory.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
change.
You know, I like that theory.
That's so
You know it.
funny.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so behind that theory.
Okay, so
We need to push the Ko Young is Tarkatan theory. Like, come on, like he's got the Tarkatan blades. That's gotta work.
Okay, so do you have any?
Cole Young is Tanya.
Tanya,
Because he has the
right.
I
tonfas.
think.
Do you have any
is,
concluding thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, I think the reason I like this movie, and this is probably on me, is the huge like fundamental flaws. Like you see them as fundamental flaws, and I just kind of overlook them. I think, do I really care about these things? And it makes me kind of feel like a fake fan that I do not care enough. That the good things like completely overshadow all these flaws that I should be like really mad about as a Molina fan, as a 3D era fan who wanted to see Nitara have a good moment, and I did not talk about Nitara. Like, what the hell was that? What the
Yeah.
hell was what?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened there? Yeah, I wanted to see
I
her
actually kind of
shine,
agree with you.
but them not shining just didn't make me as angry as I thought I was. Therefore, maybe it's my pacifistic nature or something. It just it's a good movie. It's a good watch. I didn't want to go and demand my money back, so I'm okay with that. So I give it a 7. I give it like a good grade for being an average movie. Maybe I should give it a 5 or something, but I'm like 7.5.
So you
This is
think
a
you think
above average
objectively it's a
movie.
5, but you yourself
Yeah.
personally is a 7. Okay. All right, I can
Yeah,
respect
I
that.
can see.
Opti.
Yeah,
I can
That's-
respect that. I
I
The
understand.
bottom
actually-
line.
I actually feel like I have a lot of opinions that are kind of the same. It's like, how
Well,
much do I care about it to be mad about it too? Because I laughed at a lot of the bad stuff mostly. I wasn't like, I know, Brusk, the way you talk, you're like offended by it, which is funny to me mostly. So, and like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Like when he's like, "Oh, this movie is so fucking bad." Excuse my impression of Rusk. I can't believe you actually think like that. This is so fucking bad. Like you just saw Jack and Jill for the first time ever.
Legitimately,
Or
I
like-
think
It is bad.
It's not
It
that
is.
far. It's not that far.
not that far, yeah.
Not that.
That's cap. That's a lie.
It's
It's
it's just my opinion,
Sentiment.
bro. Respect my different take. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Okay. Well, if there's
that's
anything
that.
more, huh?
Yeah, no, that's that. Thanks for letting me contribute nothing to the conversation.
No,
That
you're
was
fine.
No,
No,
actually,
no. You
I
did
appreciate
contribute.
a
You
positive review.
You contributed
I
a
appreciate
positive
hearing.
review. That's what you did.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, I appreciate hearing that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
that.
you so much, Laura, for your contribution to this. We will now server mute you, unfortunately, and then we
Never
will go.
apologize for your accent. Never apologize for it.
Yeah, never apologize for your accent. Never do that.
It's a good accent.
There's one person in here with an accent. Philip, you are now on the air. Let us know your thoughts on the movie.
So I'm gonna start out with I was sneak this in the server last night about how y'all didn't see the movie, but y'all was shitting on it. And I can guarantee you this movie straight up dog shit. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I'm an MK fan. I told everybody it was gonna do that with Natara and Reiko, and you see, they only got one fucking line the whole movie.
Rego didn't get any.
Wait,
actually.
Natara got a line?
No, Natara didn't get any lines actually.
Yeah, Natara didn't get a line yet, right?
Natara didn't get a line actually. Yeah.
I don't think Natara has ever spoken in the entire franchise.
Yeah. Natara still has no spoken dialogue in the entire franchise.
She debuted in 2002 and she's never spoken.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing about her. Maybe she's like a mute. Maybe that's like the gimmick.
No,
So she
no.
used sign
She had
language
to
for
tell- no,
Reptile
'cause
Tyler.
she had to tell she had to tell Reptile about her history. That's actually how Reptile knew about his entire history. Is Natara. But we're
Maybe
going on a
maybe-
tangent. Philip, what are your thoughts on the movie? Like what's your opinions?
Is garbage. Is misleading. What they was promoting was bullshit. They promoted Scorpion and he was only in like what 2 fucking scenes.
Yep.
Yeah. You know they're gonna be like, well, he was spread out throughout the movie. Like you saw flashes of him, as if that makes it any better. But yeah, that's what you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna hear. Yeah.
2 seconds each flash.
Yeah.
The villain, it's just I got spoiled on the movie, but I didn't believe it. The only good thing I can say about the movie, even though the fight scenes was like short, was the fight scenes and Kano.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's it seems like everyone is agreeing that Kano is probably like one of the is genuinely one of the highlights of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this movie is missing a lot of characters. Like you got Scorpion, but no Quan Chi. You got Melina, but no Baraka or Katana. And they got fucking Reiko, Natara, and Cabal, but no John Carlton. I just don't get it.
Yeah, well, the thing is that like I'm not a big fan of introducing too many characters in an MK quote unquote MK1 movie. Even though this isn't MK1, this is like Mortal Kombat, the not Mortal Kombat. But I do agree that like if you're gonna put in Melina, you kind of have to do like Katana. Like John Tobias actually recently said like Katana and Melina like go together like PB and J, or they go together like glue. So if you're gonna do Melina, you're gonna have to do Katana as well. I do think that you can do Katana without Melina. But I do think if Melina is just in the movie, like if Melina is there, it's established that Melina is in the movie. I think you have to do Katana, and I think, but at the same time, I don't know, like with the script that was given, I don't know where Katana would fit. It would literally just have to be an entirely new movie for that to happen. And honestly, like, is it a story worth telling if you're not really developing like Melina and Katana and such?
But how would Katana work when Melina is black?
That's the thing. It's just like I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on that right now. But I want to know like what people are what is the thought, like what do people think about like a possibility of a black Katana?
Yeah, I feel like it just means Katana will be black.
It's gonna spark a lot of controversy, but I do literally want people to. I want people to like ask themselves, how do you feel about that? Any more that you want to contribute to this conversation?
Yeah, if they want to do sequel, that shit that Todd said about the whole death is just a concept was just damage control. He was just talking out the side of his neck.
Yeah.
I literally watched fucking Melina die to Sonya right after she unlocked her. What is that shit called that start with an A?
Wait, what? Can you repeat that again? What was?
When like I just feel like the death scenes is just a fucking beater. Like they're pointless. There's no build up to it. Yeah. And it reminds me of fucking MK9 when Sindel just kills all the fucking Earthbound warriors.
Yep, just there for the kill count, just there to show like, ooh, we can do fatalities in a story mode and such. Yeah, I definitely agree though. The death scenes and the fatalities don't really have any meaning. I think like the only times where it really had meaning was like in the beginning scene and maybe the Shang Tsung stealing Kung Lao's soul, but even that's a stretch. And also like a Scorpion doing the toasty. So those are like the only real times I think
at the very least,
fatals had meaning.
At the very least, the MK9 scene had plot relevance. Like there were consequences for that. Whereas here, it's like everyone's just gonna come back in the next film.
Yeah, there was consequences in 9. Like as much as I don't like 9's story, at least the fatals in there, like at least there was consequences. Like it actually affected the story going forward.
Jax actually lost his arms.
Yeah, and like in this movie, the fatals happen, and they're like, well, guess what? They're gonna come back anyways. It doesn't really matter. I'm just like, okay, well then what the fuck was the point? So the point literally was just to show off the fatals. It's a big problem, and it's one of the reasons why I don't like the movie. So anyways, Philip, if there's anything more, you can say it now, but we'll probably have to move on.
Oh yeah, I do got one thing to close out on saying.
Okay.
Fuck Todd Gardner.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, fuck Todd. This movie is a cash grab. I don't know what the fuck you was doing, saying that you would try to stay close to the games as possible. That was a fucking lie. This movie wasn't even the 10th tournament, how we thought it was going to be, but it was. And they fucking killed Goro off. Like, Goro got killed by fucking Cole. And Goro won 9 fucking tournaments straight. Like, this is Cole's first appearance. Like, I'm tired of Goro getting fucked over.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I 100% agree with you. Yep.
Strongest MK character.
Yeah. Means he's been chosen. Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Philip, for your contribution to the conversation. We are now gonna go. D&D says that he's ready to go, so we're now gonna go to D&D. D&D, you are
See ya, Philip.
You are now unserver muted. You can now talk through your mic.
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
You are now on the air, D&D. Welcome.
Sorry, I had to like enable it and turn it off and enable it again.
Yep.
All right.
Let me know. What are your thoughts? Hit us.
Bro, you guys don't understand all the shit I had to go through, bro, to get this stuff to work. I literally restarted my laptop and everything, and now I damn near almost forgot what happened. But all I need to say, all I need to say is like what the guy said before before me who joined, yeah, he's right. Like this movie's kind of dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of dog shit. I don't even know like where to start. I heard y'all talking about the casting.
Yeah, we touched on the casting.
I agree. Casting was kind of like Melina. What was her name? Reiko, which I wouldn't even have known that was Reiko. I'm not even gonna lie if they didn't say it. I wouldn't even have known that. Sonya is alright in my opinion. Jax is okay. I wish his arms looked a little bit better. But you know,
Oh really? I think Jax's arms looks.
I think that the way he got his arm was dumb, but I think
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't like that, and I don't even like how he got it from like the Shaolin monks. Like I was really laughing when I first saw that.
That's just
I was literally dying when I first saw that.
And those skeleton hands.
Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, the Goro thing. Now this is coming from a fan to somebody that's not even that big of a fan of Goro, right? It's not even the fact that he even dies. It's the fact that how he's getting treated. Like, why is he getting treated like he's like some random jobber? Like, you send him to go get Ko Young or whatever. Like, I personally don't like that. And then he dies after that. He's just banging. The way they're treating like he's like some dumb monster, and you're like, I don't know, I don't like that.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a lot of people saying like, "Well, isn't he a dumb monster? What did you expect?"
He's not. Like, he's a very like respectable person. You know what I mean? Like didn't he respect Kung Lao and all that? And then he comes to like truth and all that.
That hasn't been portrayed in recent games, like in MK9, MKX.
10 years or something.
Yeah.
So now all the new fans. Yeah. So now all the new fans.
Yeah.
They
all the new fans
think that he's like a dumb monster.
Yeah. That's all. That's what they think because that's the first thing that they really saw on like film on in cutscenes and such. But like when you actually read. Like that's how read the bios and read like like the novels and stuff like that. That's when you actually know. It's the same problem with like people who don't read comics and people who do read comics. Like
exactly.
Yeah, because like a lot of like it'll be a lot of comic fans that say like this character is actually a lot better in the comics, or this character has like this to them that's not represented well in media because all people know is this part. Because I think people don't like. I don't think anybody gave a shit about Daredevil ever since that shitty movie came out, the Ben Affleck one. But now everybody likes Daredevil because of the Netflix show. So that's my
pretty damn good show.
Yeah, that's the thing is that people don't know that the story of Mortal Kombat is actually very, 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 very good. In the original games, it's just all like you just have to read that, and people aren't going to do that. So when people are like shown like MK9, MKX, MK11, they think that's how they are because that's really the most reliable thing they have to consume. So, and if you look at just that, Goro is just big dumb monster, and I don't like that. And so, and again, that's why I'm saying you're saying that Goro isn't like that, and I agree. That's right. That's correct. In recent media, it's portrayed that way, but a lot of people are going to give you shit saying like, well, I mean, like, isn't Goro a dumb monster? Like, what are you complaining about? Like, that's what you're gonna get.
I wonder if all those comments about this is made for the fans. Fans are going to enjoy this. Was he talking about fans who came in through the NetherRealm games?
Or like fans who are just like
specifically,
it's just people who buy Mortal Kombat when it comes out and just buy it to just do the fatalities and play through the story mode once and then just never touch the game again.
It's to watch the fatality compilation.
That's why people keep bitching about the fatalities because that's that side of the fan base that just wants to see the fatalities.
And you know what?
And they think that's what all it's about, and it's not.
You know what it is? It's a movie made for people who play Mortal Kombat for the guest fighters.
Is that? Oh my god!
Yeah,
exactly.
It's and honestly, I don't think he's entirely wrong because that is the majority of the fan base.
It is
people who just buy the game on GameStop or something, sit on the couch, and go onto fucking fatality tutorial and do the fatality and see how many fatalities I can do. That's literally the average Mortal Kombat fan. So when he's saying this movie is made for the
best selling it is the best selling fighting game. It's not the most like viewed one like competitively, but it's the most best selling one because people want to buy. People first of all, Mortal Kombat does have a cool like cinematic, but they also just want to see the fatalities and stuff. And
I mean, like look at the highest viewed videos about Mortal Kombat. When you go and you Google, it's Mortal Kombat.
It is-
all fatalities on this. All
Yeah,
fatalities on that
fatality this,
character.
fatality there. That's
Yeah,
that's
or
all it
stage
is.
It
fatalities.
is their
That's-
selling point, indeed.
it's their selling point. It's just when you.
Yeah, so-
I just don't like a movie made of a gimmick. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and don't get me wrong, I like fatalities too, but that's not the only reason why I like Mortal Kombat. I got into it when I was like little, back in like Deadly Alliance, and I fell in love with all those
Right.
characters, bro. We all did.
Mhm.
And the thing is, like, those are the fans that are trying to come at us. The people who only like the fatalities, they're the ones that try to come at us, saying that fucking, oh, you should just be grateful and all that, because that's what they want, but that's not what we want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
like it's like.
Well, I mean, at the same time, just really simply put, it is really just a bad movie. It really just has some. It's still a bad action movie. It still has some really dumb plot points and stuff like that. Like,
just
come on.
It's just as
Don't
a
even
movie,
bring-
it doesn't work. I don't. Put the MK stuff aside. I don't think as a movie it works.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if any of y'all like the movie, that's fine. But don't try to like counter us and act like we just don't know what like we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's
Or
my main
like-
problem.
or
Like, you
like,
can
oh-
like it all you want. I don't care.
Yeah, or like they'll say things like, "Oh, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be Shakespeare," or like, "You just wanted it to be exactly like the game, like word for word." I'm like, I never said that. I just asked for a good story.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
I mean, like Scorpions are. I know Sonic and 4thSnake didn't like it, but for Scorpions Revenge, there was a lot of changes in there, but I didn't care because the story, in my opinion, was good. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's. I don't care about it. And notice that none of my, or barely, I guess I would say barely, because I think I did mention stuff. Notice that some of my criticisms of the movie have nothing to do with, oh, is this accurate to the game? Is that accurate to the game? Or like that didn't happen. None of that has to do with like Mortal Kombat existing lore, if it's accurate or not. None of that has to do.
Some
It's
of
literally
it
just
though.
How
A little bit, though.
Yeah, no, that's why I said a little bit. That's why a little bit. Yeah,
A little bit.
A little bit of that it was in there, but most of my concern, most of my problems were, was with just the writing, the stories, the characters. You know, that's
Yeah.
just a movie
Yeah.
thing. That's not
Yeah,
an
exactly.
MK
Like
thing.
like Mortal Kombat has a good story. I don't get it. Like, people are talking like it's like a parody, like it's supposed to be funny and all that. Like, it's not. This movie wasn't made to be funny. Like, we were supposed to take this serious,
Yeah.
and it just, I don't know.
Well,
Oh wait, Cole Young,
Go ahead.
she's trash. As soon as I heard
Cole Young's
Cole Young,
Trey.
yeah. As soon as I heard Cole Young, I already like that's what made me not take this movie serious. I was like, Cole Young. In this movie,
I warned everybody. I warned everyone.
I really
Yeah.
should have listened to you and 4thSnake. I had like a tear of like a hope. Once I watched the movie, I'm like, fuck Cole Young. Oh my gosh.
Well, if you
Kano
have any-
was fun though.
Well,
Yeah. Kano was fun. I wish he had the metal eye though, but you know, Kano was fun.
Yeah.
Cabal, he was.
the sequel. Dude, wait for the sequel.
Yeah, Cabal was actually pretty cool. I actually didn't think I was gonna like Cabal that much. His outfit is almost at like a 10 out of 10. The only thing that's throwing it off for me is the hair.
The metal plate.
I
Yeah, there's
actually
like to me, it's like
I-
the extra metal plate that's on his fucking mask. Like, what the fuck is that? So,
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but mainly for me, it's just the hair. I don't know why Mortal Kombat is trying to stray away from Cabal having long hair, but I used to think that made him look really cool. But
that is like
You
that's
know.
one of those like that's one of the coolest things about him.
yeah, like, I don't know
Long
why.
hair
Yeah, we don't get to see his hair. Another thing is and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. But the Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight wasn't really all that to me. In the beginning, it was good, but then it just turned to Scorpion and Cole Young jumping him, and that just made Scorpion look really weak. Yeah, it just looks like he wasn't strong enough to beat him on his own. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
didn't like that. If I was a really big Scorpion fan, like I would not like that.
Well, the
So-
thing is, like, yeah, like I think as a Scorpion and Sub-Zero fan in the '95 movie, I don't think you'd be happy. But I think maybe as a Sub-Zero fan, you should be fine. But like as a Scorpion fan, when you come in and you only get them in the beginning and at that very end, it's almost like the same thing as the '95 movie. It's almost the same. You're almost getting the same thing. I guess this time around, you're getting to do the toasty and doing fire powers and shit. But like, I mean, you also got that in the '95 movie too. So,
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
It's-
Also,
it's-
their costumes look really like bulky to me too. I don't like how much armor it looks like they have. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's I
It
also
looked very
forgot
bulky.
to.
The actors didn't
depends.
even look
Each
like they were.
character-
To me, the actors didn't even look like they were like really comfortable in them. I don't know.
I think
I've
the
heard,
mask
yeah.
looked pretty huge on Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
I heard
that's the main one.
Joe's actor, the one who plays Sub-Zero, like he did apply. He did say like that actually was really heavy. The suit.
Yeah, it did not look comfortable at all.
It's almost like the games have him wearing like a simple, easy to wear ninja vest that they could have done.
Yeah.
But
and showing their side boobs and stuff like that.
About Raiden, like I don't like how Raiden. First of all, that I don't like how he looks either. That's another thing with the casting. I didn't like Raiden, but in the movie he was kind of like a dickhead. Like he didn't even like the champions and all this stuff. Like it's as if they were trying to persuade him to put faith in them, and I feel like that's like the reverse. You know what I mean? Like I thought Raiden was always supposed to be like really faithful in his warriors and trying to like encourage them and all that stuff. Like I don't know.
That's just Raiden.
Yeah, but in this movie he's just a dickhead for some reason. I don't know why.
He's more of a dick than any version of Dark Raiden.
Yeah, right. Like that's literally what I was
Dark
thinking.
Raiden.
He's more Dark Raiden than Dark Raiden.
Yeah, like he's not even Dark Raiden yet, so I can't imagine if he's going to turn into Dark Raiden. What's he going to be like?
Dark Raiden's just kind of insensitive and a bit hot-headed. This one's just a complete asshole for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, like okay, like I wouldn't mind if he was an asshole if you told me why he is. Like he just straight up introduced. He's like, "Fuck off, motherfuckers! Like these are my fucking main characters. Get the fuck out of here!" Like. Okay, why do you think that? Like, why?
Yeah,
like,
why is he like that? Raiden was never like
Liu
that.
Kang and Kung Lao does his
if
job.
there was like choices or like things gradually came to that conclusion, but it's never like shown. And also, like, what was it? There was like an interview where he did where where he said like, but there's also a bit of sadness into him. Like he's sad. There's like he has care or something like that. I'm just like, where? Where the fuck is that in the movie? I don't know where that's at.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
Did he drop a tear when he saw Hanzo's like family die? I don't think so.
No.
He just took the baby and like, baby.
Is that what it means? That because he shows compassion for an abandoned baby, that's it. Like
that's probably might be it.
Maybe. He seemed pretty.
Like I left it in a place where Sub-Zero would never think to. I guess he means his temple. Then I guess at some point the family moved out, went to America.
Hold up. You're making this sound too good.
Yeah, also it didn't even feel like he was that sorry when he saw Kung Lao die. Like, doesn't he look at Liu Kang and Kung Lao? It's like,
it reminds me of that scene in MK11 where Raiden was just like, you fought well, like Sonya's death was like was well earned or something like that. It was like one of those dick moments from Dark Raiden. It literally felt like
but that is a good dick moment for Dark Raiden. But
for Dark Raiden, but for this,
what the hell? He's like, I'm sorry, Liu Kang, and that's it. And why
did he
Liu
even
Kang
say that?
there?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he said that. That's actually what he said.
Okay,
that was his remorse for Kung Lao dying to Shang Tsung, and that's I don't know. I think that's fucked up. And I don't like how Liu Kang just stood there and watched him die.
Yeah, he could have thrown a firebomb. It's like, what are you doing? And we just got that scene where it's like the low pitched, no. Like, it's just
like if you really wanted Liu Kang, if you really wanted that moment to be like really sad for Liu Kang and just have him be helpless, just have Cabal like pin him down.
Hold
as he's
him.
watching. Yeah, exactly.
Or I think it would be better if like you showed a scene, or if that scene was like Liu trying to help him. But he couldn't do it. I think that would be a little bit more impactful. I don't think it would work because at the same time, like Kung Lao doesn't get that much development, so you don't really care.
Oh my
gosh! I think it would add on Liu Kang.
Yeah, exactly, and that's another thing. Like these characters don't get enough like development, and I think this is something that Merc said earlier. But I don't think that Mortal Kombat should be a movie because I don't think it's I don't think it's enough to have you really dive deep into these characters and stuff. I always thought that it should be like a show or something.
MK1 could. MK1's roster is small enough where you could do that, but if you're going to go further, you couldn't. That's why. I think a show would be the ideal way to do it.
Yeah, I wanted to be like Game of Thrones, so I wanted like seasons. So maybe not that many. I don't know if y'all would be down for that, but I wanted to be like seasons so we can have dedicated like episodes to dive
or like
they were having character arcs like Sonya and all that. There was arcs there, but it's just it feels so rushed. Everything feels so rushed. Even the fights feel rushed.
Yeah. 100% I agree. The thing is that like I agree. MK1 is small enough to where you can make that into a movie. I think MK2 probably needs to be a little bit longer. I think MK3 needs to be a lot longer. That needs to be like a two-parter. That has a lot of characters and has a lot of story. That's basically MK3 is the Infinity War and is the
Infinity
Infinity War
War.
of Mortal Kombat, of the Mortal Kombat trilogy. So
Yeah,
like that
both
needs to be a
yeah.
lot longer. But the thing is that like Warner Brothers is never gonna give Mortal Kombat film adaptations that much budget. So
No.
we're stuck with like hour and 30-minute movies and shit like that.
Yeah, like we see some of our favorite characters, but they have there's just no time to like really dive deep into them because it's not about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, if there's anything else more you want to say, we'll probably have to move on to another one.
Yeah. Nah. I
Concluding
think it's
thoughts?
good. Yeah, the movie's trash. I mean, I wasn't really expecting that much. It's like 4 out of 10 maybe. Fights weren't even that good. CGI wasn't really that good. Ko Young sucks. I already said it, but Ko Young sucks.
Appreciate you saying that again.
Yeah,
Alright.
and if anybody thinks differently, that's fine. Just don't attack anybody. Okay, don't bully like true fans for not liking it just because it has fatalities. I think that's a dumb mindset, but you know, whatever. And you guys are some like awesome YouTubers, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate the kind
thank
words.
you.
You're an awesome viewer.
You're an awesome viewer.
You're an awesome viewer.
Thank you. It's especially you, 4thSnake. Especially you.
Oh, you for specifically
Yeah.
for today. There you go.
Ooh,
No. You wanna know why?
Yeah.
You wanna know why? Because he doesn't bite his tongue. He does what he wants, and I respect that. So yeah.
I don't really get that though.
No, he doesn't hold back. I think that's what he's trying to say. He doesn't.
Yeah,
Oh, he
hold
doesn't
back.
bite his
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, sorry.
he says what he wants. He
So
doesn't care what people say about him.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
oh, yeah.